Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay everybody, so happy Saturday. I have currently been down living in my apartment for 2 whole weeks now. I like it a lot down here, if you were wondering. I don't think I will ever move back to Pittsburgh. But yeah, I think that's the only update that I have. Oh, okay, there's one smidge update. So I was invited to go to VidCon this year, but I am not going because I am still settling into home, like my new home. I think next year I will definitely attend, but also I kind of wanted to build my YouTube platform more. So yeah, I think that's the only update. So without further ado, let's get into today's story time. I'm going to bring you guys up close. There we go. Okay, so before we get into today's story time, just a little rundown of how these things work if you're new here. For most of the video, I will be looking in this direction because my mirror's over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times in a first person point of view. If you don't like that, then you can leave. And these story times are sent in by anonymous people. Okay, so story time about how I ruined my sister's wedding. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am the disappointment of the family, and you will soon find out why. Because yes, there's more than what has to do with the title. Okay, so a little background information. I was 17 years old and a junior in high school. Well, technically I was going into my senior year. So it was the end of summer and I am going on a trip with my family. Now this isn't any random family trip, considering we never took family trips in the first place. We were poor, like really poor. This was for my older sister's wedding, which was supposed to be huge. Like, there were gonna be so many freaking people there, and like everybody's family member was going, like second cousins, third cousins, extended relatives. Anyways, my sister met this guy her first year of college. He was going to school to be a lawyer, and his parents owned a huge law firm, which was very successful, and he was going to start working there after their honeymoon. And my sister was a few years younger than him. She was never used to the finer things in life. We weren't either. For example, my mom and dad would struggle to put food on the table with both of their incomes combined. It wasn't like my mom was a stay-at-home mom. No, they both worked their asses off. I mean, considering the fact that they had 6 children, kind of understandable where the money was going. But anyways, back to the point. He pretty much was able to give her everything that she wanted, but he also started paying some of my parents' bills and everything like that, so we had a lot of money left over. Now, my sister ended up getting a full ride to a really good school, and that's pretty much the only way that any of us are gonna be able to go to college unless we want to be in a shit ton of debt. So fast forward, they've been dating for 3 years. They send everybody invitations to the wedding, and we are going to Baja, Mexico. We live in North Dakota. So this was definitely gonna be a little bit of a change, but I was fucking excited because listen here, I have never been outside of the country, let alone on a vacation. And I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall, but I did not have to know him to know that I liked his money. So my sister was taking one for the team. I guess not really if she actually liked him. But anyways, that's besides the point. So we get to the airport, we all get on the plane. We got there, it was fucking beautiful. We were staying at this private resort. So we all unpacked, we go to where we were supposed to meet up to meet his side of the family, because no, we never met his family either. This was like a first time for everything type of situation, you know? So we meet the family, everybody's super nice. You could definitely tell that they were bougie as fuck. Like, I'm over here wearing a sundress from Walmart, and his whole side of the family is all wearing like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior, everything. But everybody was super nice, honestly. Like, they were all super welcoming. I felt like they were already a part of the family. I mean, my parents were low-key being bitter as fuck. Like, we were sitting down at our table because they didn't like mix the tables for the families or anything. Like, everybody had to sit at like with their family, and my parents are like, oh my god, like these kids are all rich and spoiled, this, that, and the neck. We're gonna call my sister Amy. They were like, Amy doesn't belong here, you know. Amy will never get along with these people. Just being bitter as fuck. But I was having a good ass time. It was like a party. I was hanging out with all the cousins and everything like that, you know. And there were a ton of kids there my age, so it was even better. I thought I was gonna be sitting there around a bunch of old people. Like, I did hang out with one of the guys there literally the whole night. Not in the way you think we hung out. No, we were actually just having a really, really good time. My sister was giving me like really weird vibes the next day though. I mean, we had a lot of fun the next day because it was just a huge celebration, but I know better than anybody when my sister is like up to something, I want to say. Anyways, fast forward to the end of the night. For some reason, my sister and her husband, we're gonna call him like Brad or something. Yeah, Brad. We'll do Brad. They decided since this wedding was so last minute and they didn't get to have like a bachelor or bachelorette's party, they would do that tonight. Now, of course, at first I really did not think I was going to be able to go because, listen, my sister was like super overprotective of me. But after like 4 hours of begging her to go, she finally said that I could come, but I had to stay out of the way and I wasn't allowed to have my phone on me. I wasn't allowed to drink or anything like that, okay? So, you know, I'm like, all right, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was still gonna drink and have my phone. Like, okay, sis. So 8:30 rolls around and my sister is texting me like, hey, where are you? You need to get your ass down here right now. We're about to go. So I get my fine ass in the limo, this black stretch limo with all the pretty lights. There were champagne bottles. Ooh! You already know the vibes. I was getting drunk tonight, and that's what it is. So we got to this, quote, private place, like this private little dinner place. Okay, whatever sis. I'm not that dumb. I'm not gullible. And we walk in, and what do you know? There are men going up and down poles, shaking their ass and their schlong in front of girls' faces. So I'm like, sis, what are we doing here? I thought you said dinner. I'm hungry and not hungry for this. Anyways, and by the way, keep in mind, I was 17 years old. I never had a boyfriend or never have been around naked men swinging their shit in everybody's faces. But I mean, period, sis, make your money. So we walked in there and all the rest of the bitches are like, woo, let's go. And by the way, none of his family was there. It was only me, my mom, my sister, my sister's friends, you know the vibes, you know. Oh, the irony. Okay, a little bit of foreshadowing here. Anyways, so we walk in there, you know, I don't know what to do. Everybody starts running over to the guys, you know, throwing some ones and stuff. So I'm like, all right, whatever, let me go. And I already was like 5 tequila shots in. So I'm like, at this point, let me just go and let me, like, you know, go throw some ones because my sister gave me some money before we came. But then, you know, I start to walk my little ass over. She grabs me by the shirt and goes, excuse me. So I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing with your crazy ass? And she's like, hey, if anybody asks where we were at dinner. She's like, we didn't go to a male strip club, we were at dinner that we all got super drunk at and we don't remember what happened the rest of the night. We just know that we woke up at the hotel. And I'm like, all right, sis, whatever. You ain't gonna tell me twice. I know the vibes, I know the drill. Leave me the fuck alone. But then she gave me a stack of $100 bills. And she was like, go get some ones, come back, and then we can have a good time. So I'm like, okay, sis. I was a little mad at her first for treating me like I didn't know what was going on, but period. So, you know, I go and I get the ones and I'm throwing dollar bills at all the strippers. My sister is having a great ass time, like, period. But I wanted to text my best friend and like send her a video of what was going on. So I go and I grab my phone out of my sister's purse. And as soon as I grab the phone, my mom grabs a hold of me and she's like, sweetie, she was like, you know, now that you're finally an adult. And I'm like, girl, I'm 17. Anyways, she was like, I think it's time for you and your mother to have a drink. So she takes me over to the bar, and of course my sister gave my mom some money before we came, you know. She's low-key like Fiona out here from Shameless, taking care of her family, period. It's giving Fiona from Shameless, period. So we go over to the bar, we have a few drinks, and at this point I am absolutely drunk as fuck. And then my sister runs over to the bar and she's like, I'm buying everybody a round of shots, including the dancers. After that, I blacked out. Like, real shit, your girl was gone. So fast forward, the next morning I wake up to my sister screaming bloody murder from the bathroom. So I get up to see what's going on, and apparently I missed half of it while I was sleeping. Like, I was dead ass in a coma. So I run to the bathroom to see if I can help. And as soon as I was about to walk in, my mom walks out of the bathroom, pushes me to the side. She was like, get your shit together. We're packing and we're leaving. So I'm like, what the fuck happened in the 10 hours that I don't remember? So at this point, I was extremely confused. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I go hurry up and I grab my bag and I'm packing things and I'm trying to ask what happened. And all of a sudden my dad says, pack faster, you're in big fucking trouble. And he goes, oh, and by the way, the wedding's off. And I'm like, oh my God, like, did I accidentally fuck her man? Did I accidentally fuck her man? That was what was going through my head at that time. Like, I definitely would not do that, but like, blackout me, I don't know what she's like. I don't know if she would do that. I don't know if she's a hoe. So yeah, so me being confused as fuck as to why I would be in trouble, I go and I text the kid that I was hanging out with the whole night on the first night we got there. And I'm like, hey, like, what happened? You know, everybody's freaking out right now. For about an hour, I had no response until I got a video that I sent him on Snapchat from the night before. Blackout me remembered that I was supposed to take a video for my friend, right? Well, Blackout me also took this video that was meant for my friend and accidentally sent it to the groom's cousin, who was also his best man. Yeah. So now I'm like shitting myself. Like, literally, I don't know what the fuck to do. And I'm like, okay, well, why is it that bad? So then I go and I watch the video all the way through, and I go and I'm like, bitch, I'm at the fucking strip club in Baja, Mexico, you know, like, and I'm like, there's my older sister, and my sister just happened to be in the background with a stripper schlong in her hand. Yeah, because I thought it was something that I could fix, but there's clearly no fixing that. And honestly, I don't think it was my fault. I mean, clearly I would never snitch on my sister purposely, but like, maybe she shouldn't have been being a hoe. So anyways, after I see that, I don't respond with anything, and I go over to my sister. I try apologizing to her. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. But she just looked at me and she was like, that is exactly why I told you not to fucking have your phone. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And my sister has never like yelled at me like this, like she has, like, you know. So my sister is literally still like in a fit of rage, crying, like hysterically. I don't blame her. And I mean, you could probably guess the only thing I heard on the way home on this fucking plane ride was how I ruined it for my sister. I really did it this time. And you know, now I have to get a job and I have to start paying for all my own shit again, this, that, and the next. Even though I already had a fucking job. They were just pissed off, so they're like making up any excuse in the book to like hate on me. So I guess that nobody else knew the reason why the wedding was called off, and it's been exactly 3 years since my sister has talked to me. So fast forward, my sister finds a way to trap this man back in her web again, and now they are getting married again. Apparently everybody on his side of the family just thought that she got cold feet, but now that they're getting married again, she invited me to the wedding, and she's talking to me again. So that's good, but like, definitely was not expected. Okay everybody, so that is the end of today's story time. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me, maybe hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know when I post my my next video, make sure to click that bell. And if you want to send in your anonymous story time, make sure to click the link down in the description. But without further ado, I will see you guys next Saturday.